Okay, so I am here with my good friends Rhea and RJ, the James Gunn plant on X. That's what
Hello.
I've heard. That's what I've heard. No, congrats to RJ. RJ's really good. Gets a lot of traction on X, And RJ, I will give you respect, RJ. You are on it with the news. You know what you're talking about. You're on it. I cannot tweet that fast. I don't know how you get this stuff. I do think, don't answer this, RJ, but I do think you had a direct source on this recent trailer reveal. That's all I'm saying. Don't say anything. I do think so. I do think so.
Yeah. I
Can't say
got
anything.
very lucky to be able to at least reveal some stuff recently. It was cool. It was cool that like what I was told ended up coming to pass about the trailer coming out today. It was cool.
All right, cool. Now, all my Snyder bros that still watch this channel, which is very few, hello. I know it's mixed feelings right now for some of you. I am still going to be objective as possible, and I am going to try to react to the Superman trailer. It's blind for me. Rhea and RJ RJ's probably seen this 100 times already. And I know Rhea.
I'm just here for the ride.
And then Rhea works for Multiverse of Keller, doing great shorts. So I know she has to be on it for the movie news. So they've already seen it, but this is a blind reaction for me. But I'm going to try to be as objective as possible with my Snyder fandom in my heart, that I would like things to continue, but I want to react to it as if there's no baggage of like the past DC. It just, a Superman trailer comes out, I'm excited for it without thinking about what could have been. So I'm very excited for this. I have been critical about the mixed PR on this movie so far, but I will say, RJ, you were right. It is like you can't get away from Superman the beginning of May. Like it's everywhere. Milk Bones, Dairy Queen.
Yeah, the Dairy Queen stuff.
It's everywhere. Mr. Terrific is throwing biscuits to crypto. So they have really increased the promotion. And I loved the short trailer. I actually got over 2,000 views on that trailer reaction yesterday. I loved it. So I'm really expecting some great things from this trailer. The first trailer I really enjoyed, and I hope some things I hope to see. I hope to see more of Lois. I hope to see Lex being evil. And some more range of emotions from Superman, like some more dialogue from Superman, maybe Clark. I have no idea if that's in here. So let's get reacting here. I'm very excited. This is fresh for me. All right, let me see here. I'm expecting this to be a 10 out of 10 trailer. All right, here we go.
Are you being serious right now?
Yeah.
You'd let me interview you as Superman.
Sure.
Oh, this is sweet. Oh, he's smiling. Okay.
Ready?
Wait, my criticism, there's no smiling. He's smiling right away, and his first smile is towards Lois. I'm sorry, I'm already interrupting. This is a great sequence already. Sorry.
Well, sure. I was going to say real quick, this was the scene that they talked about at CinemaCon as well.
Okay.
This is what the scene where it's like a 10-minute conversation between the two. This is what they did to like test.
Oh, this is what James Gunn was talking about. That there's a cut. There's a cut.
Yeah.
There's like a 10-minute thing where they're just having conversation.
Yeah,
I love the Lois vibes already. She's great.
Ready?
Let's do it, Cronkite.
Superman.
Miss Lane.
Oh, I love the way he said that. I love the way he said Miss Lane. That was perfect. I will say this though. I guess we are starting later on in Superman's arc here, because Lois already knows Clark is Superman, like right off the bat. Like in past versions, maybe Superman would have given Lois an interview as Superman and she didn't know, you know what I mean? But we're already to the point where she knows his secret identity. I don't know how I feel about that, but I do know that this is farther along. Like it's not starting from square one with Superman, right? RJ and Rhea, am I right?
Yeah, I think he's at least a couple of years in. Yeah,
Yeah.
kind of like the Batman, where it's like not year one, it's like year 2 or
But
3.
but the thing is, I'm okay with that. But I kind of like if you think about the Superman with Christopher Reeves, where Lois didn't exactly know Clark was Superman, and the way those scenes like at the Daily Planet worked, I kind of like that too. But I'm very open to the context of the movie that they already know. But that was interesting. Like right off the bat, she knows Clark's secret identity. She's interviewing Clark for about a Superman story in an apartment. So that's interesting. Any thoughts there?
Yeah, like I watched this trailer a few different times, and the more I the more I pick up on the characterizations that Clark has, especially around other characters with Lois. So in this scene, I can imagine it being like a pretty rich 10-minute scene. It does seem a little excessive, but my point is that the way that Clark speaks to Lois, other folks can probably attest to this too, where they start to see him have some sort of seething resentment, sort of simmering beneath the surface. And I could kind of tell during like the initial sort of interaction where Lois is like, "Yeah, you'll let me interview you as Superman," and Clark's voice is like, "Sure." Like, just
Okay.
like it didn't seem like he was like, it seemed like he was like, just uh catering to her desire to have some sort of like career breakthrough.
Oh, okay.
Because
So you're suggesting like he kind of has feelings that she's more interested in him for Superman and not for him himself, you mean? Kind of like that?
no, I think that he knows that she's very career driven,
Oh,
and
okay.
he
Was
picked
she?
up
Yes.
on
Yeah.
something that would be kind of like a really big breakthrough for her career, to be able to have like the ability to have a
Okay.
one-on-one interview with Superman. And this is coming from me having watched this trailer multiple
Okay.
times, and so my what I picked up on between him and Lois was that he called her Cronkite, and Walter Cronkite is a
Oh,
very 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 famous 20th century
yeah.
reporter. He reported on the JFK assassination and the moon landing. So him sort of calling her that, it seemed to me like he was patronizing her. Like,
Okay.
yeah, so like,
Interesting take.
yeah, calling her
Interesting.
Cronkite is like calling like a little kid who's playing basketball, like, okay, MJ, calm down.
It
Like,
makes
like
me
that's kind of one of those like
it makes me
patronizing, but sort of sounding like you're encouraging someone, but really you're patronizing them.
okay, interesting. It almost makes me think about like in this context of the whole movie, if she does it and then something happens and if she actually releases the interview at altogether by the end or not. Or maybe she does release the interview and that's where the public turns on him too. So there could be conflict there too. Interesting. I didn't think of that from that scene. Okay, RJ, what do you think on that take there?
It's interesting for sure. I think we'll watch a little bit more of it, of course, but I would say too that he's a little bit caught off guard with the. I don't think he was
Okay,
expecting Lois to go as hard with the questions as she
interesting.
does. So
All right, I didn't think about that. I'm very intrigued now. Okay, let's watch more here.
Recently, you've come under a lot of fire for
I don't
what
know if
some
it's a
might.
lot of
It's
fire,
a lot.
Oh, okay.
Today, the Secretary of Defense said he was going to look into your actions. That's funny.
My actions? I stopped a war.
Oh yeah. Okay,
Like, yeah,
I
you
see
can
it.
kind of
Maybe.
pick up on
Not maybe.
yeah, he's
Yeah.
kind of yeah, he's kind of challenging her. I'm like, can you like, is that decorum that you go through with with any other reporter? So he has this he's letting his affection or his connection with Lois and his the the t- the veneer of what he thought their relationship is versus like who he understands her to be as his partner versus who she is as a reporter, to be objective and to really get under the surface. And he wasn't expecting that, so he's feeling challenged right now, and you can start to see him coming off as a little
I think also
petulant.
too it could be like the emotions are coming out of him because he's being asked these questions by someone he loves and cares about so
Yeah.
deeply, and they're the same questions he gets bombarded
Or she
with
might not know
all.
yet at this point, too. We don't know. We don't
Well,
know.
yeah, I was gonna say, like, these are the questions he gets bombarded with all the time, which is like he is just trying to do the right thing, but people keep saying, "Well, you can't do that. Like, you represent. You're like, you're gonna affect the government, or you're gonna affect like the way America is viewed worldwide." It's like, I'm just trying to do good and save people's lives, and now even my girlfriend is like grilling me about this. Like, I can see like why.
Although
Like, these
she is
emotions are
actually
coming out of
doing him a favor by giving him questions
Well,
straight
yeah, because those are probably
and
the questions that be asked by other people. Yeah.
giving a chance to respond to what people are actually saying on the streets, you know.
I don't really think it's generosity on her part. Like
Okay.
she's
All right.
juiced on this, this opportunity. And
Okay.
Clark was, just sort of like entertaining her,
Okay.
and now he's starting to feel like y'all have mentioned that yeah, he's getting grilled similar to how he would in a public forum, and he is being confronted by in a private forum versus like just being able to kind of like cast out the white noise of being judged by the public, because he kind of comes off as someone who's like, well, I'm just trying to help people, and being able to just have that sort of like veneer on one's actions is a little easier, in my opinion, than being confronted by someone that you're very close to, in my opinion.
Okay. All right. There's a lot to take. I will say right now, this is just this opening scene with Clark and Lois is like, we haven't seen Clark being challenged on like the big screen with his relationship with Lois to this extent in quite some time either. Maybe even back to the Margot Kidder, Christopher Reeves. I know it's Smallville. Sometimes Lois was, I don't know. I have to remember Smallville, but this is really, really cool scene right off the bat for me personally. I love it. I love seeing, and I love the way he said Lois there. The voice was great. This is a right in my criticisms of the other trailers is we didn't really see a lot of emotion from Clark. There's a lot going on in this scene. And the whole movie, the context of that is going to be great to see what's really going on before and after here. Okay, let's keep going. 44 seconds in, and it's just focused on this already.
I did.
In effect, you illegally entered a country.
This is how you're going to be?
I'm not the one being interviewed, Superman.
Oh.
Did you consult with the president?
Wow. Wow. Man,
Yeah.
Lois, I wasn't expecting this when this trailer started. Like when you were I'll be real, when you were started criticizing or not criticizing Lois, but saying, I was like, I don't, where is this coming from? But now that I see the later on the she is giving him a hard time. Wow.
Well, she's doing her job.
That is her job.
That's why
Yeah.
Lois Lane is just such a great character, because even her boyfriend, she will still talk to him and treat him like she would anybody else, and she'd be reporting on her, asking questions.
Yeah.
Does not matter. She's going to ask the hard questions and get the hard answers.
Yeah.
Yeah, and mind you, this Superman is like 6'5", like hulking dude, and she's standing on business in this scene. So I think that's what a lot of people have wanted out of Lois.
Yeah.
From past iterations, that she's so enamored by Clark, and the prospect of him being like this godlike protector. And Lois as a character in past iterations just sort of like enables, and
This sets the tone.
Kind of serves that, self-perception, and kind of it reinforces that, ego trip a little bit. And we know it's not often seen as an ego trip, but here it is. And she's just like, no, I'm not, here to, stroke your ego. I'm here to, get the truth. So
This kind of sets the tone for the relationship too. Like this, I love Zack Snyder's version, but there was not a lot of Lois and Clark and their relationship being challenged along with what's going on. And I really feel like even through the way is the further down James Gunn's universe goes, that they're there's going to be consistent plot points that Lois isn't always going to agree with Clark and Superman, and she's going to let him know. And, and she seems like she may put her career first or the truth first ahead of relationships too, and that's, you got to have to deal with that if you want to have a relationship with Lois Clark, what I mean? So that's how some people are.
Well, also too, Clark Superman is being challenged in so many ways.
Yes.
Like his ideals, his beliefs, like how he wants to be a hero. Maybe a part of this movie is like Lois is representing the public opinion and the public concerns. So really, maybe it's like these questions are being raised because they're like going to be answered throughout the film. Like, what is Superman's responsibility? Should he answer to the government? Does he have, like, who does he represent? Does he represent America? Does he just represent himself? That kind of stuff. It's like maybe
Great questions.
Well, it's great questions, and maybe his actions will answer in the movie, and maybe Lois will understand him a little bit better too.
Yeah, emphasis on his actions. Like Lois says, it says that term, and so does Clark, in a way that like he is he's very much like, yeah, I wasn't representing anyone, I was representing myself. And yeah, it's just further reinforcing this, this ego that he has. So yeah.
Okay. A lot to talk about even from the trailer. So this really gives you a lot right away. This is a minute in. Okay. Look at how frustrated he looks there. Okay.
You seemingly acting as a representative of the United States.
I wasn't representing anybody except for me and doing good.
I would question myself in the same situation and consider the consequences.
People were going to die.
Wow.
That's a cool scene. I dug it a lot.
Yeah. A lot
of Raimi-isms right there, where like Sam Raimi really emphasized the average Joe, the crowd, and how they responded to the hero.
I love this image here, right?
Yes.
I side more on the getting an original score each time. Like, I would prefer that, but the way they changed it up for the John Williams score and like made it a little more up, rock infused and stuff, they changed it up. I like it. I would prefer, that's the only thing I would have I would have preferred original score each time, because I love music too, and I like different vibes, but it does feel good though to hear it too.
Yeah, scenes like this, RJ, to your point, definitely humanize Superman and kind of takes him into like, this character arc of, being humbled and being still like, people still, can still respect him and still, uphold this support for, the good and his ultimate, like, desire to like defend people, but they're not holding him on a pedestal at the same time, but they can acknowledge that there are some good intentions there, and situationally those are necessary. So that's what I kind of get from this read.
And I do like the suit now that I see it on post-production, that the movie's almost finished. I think he said it's above 90%. I think it does look better than behind the scenes stuff. I like it. I love the Kellers. He looks great. All right, let's see what else is in here, because I haven't seen the trailer, but I have seen on GIFs and stuff of certain things. I was like, oh, that looks cool. That looks cool. That looks cool. All right, here we go. Yeah, I do. I do see.
Eyes up here.
I love that sequence. That was from this. I love. This is my new favorite takeoff sequence, and I love that.
Well, it's great too, because it's, again, even when he's fighting somebody, you're seeing that personality come out.
Yeah,
he's great.
Yeah. No, this is my favorite takeoff sequence now. It really is, and I love all of them, but this is great. And someone said I like how the camera has to catch up. to him.
Eyes up here.
That was cool. Ooh, engineer. Oh, wow. Ooh. Yeah, now I get to see the engineer. I was curious. That's pretty cool. I didn't know engineer had blades for hands.
Oh yeah, she's like her whole body is metallic, so she can kind of conform her body.
That's really cool. The way she's taking out the droids from it almost makes me feel bad for saying that some of the droids were cringe. These Fortress of Solitude droids or whatever they are.
Yeah, well they're invading Superman's home too.
Yeah. Oh.
Your
there's like. Oh no.
Your actions.
Whoa, what's that? What's that? Tell me, guys. What's the theory?
I still have no clue what that is. I
what is
honestly
that?
Don't know.
Rhea, come on, expert Rhea. What is this?
I don't know what a pocket universe is, but could it be that?
I don't know.
Maybe. I mean, I thought maybe it's like something that
Maniac or
Green
something.
Lantern is like holding off, or like the green energy, maybe.
Ah.
Like it's some kind of. Because I don't know if it's really a fight going on. I don't know.
Well, Superman is holding Lois here. They're just distraught, right?
Well, no. It looks like from the other trailer that they were talking to each other. And now, like they're comforting each other. I don't know.
Okay. All right.
Still the big mystery.
Not Brainiac, though. We don't think.
No, I don't think so. No.
That's what makes you who you are.
Oh, here's Mr. Terrific.
Superman. He's not a man. He's a
Metamorpho.
He's somehow become the focal point of the entire world's conversation.
Oh, Hawkgirl. Wait. Hawkgirl. I was not looking forward to Hawkgirl till I saw the actress in Last of Us, and she's great. What's Mr. Terrific sitting in? I don't know much about his character.
So he uses devices called T-Spears. I think the T-Spears are just like he has like a little chair. The T-Spears are like it's how he's like flying around and hovering all over the place.
Is there any like proto Justice League or whatever they're gonna call this group missing from the scene?
They have a name. Yeah, they're called the Justice Gang.
I heard that. I will get my one negative thing is that sounds stupid. Justice Gang.
I think it's kind of the point though. They're not.
It's like a joke.
League. Like it's like a ragtag group that's been formed by Maxwell Lord. They're not really the fully formed Justice League. Okay. They're just the Justice Gang.
I mean, was that from comics or just made up for this? You don't know?
I don't know. I'd be lying if I said I do. I don't know.
Okay. I mean, that doesn't break it for me, but I just prefer they call like Justice League or some of the other names they go by. Well, I don't know. What do you think of Justice Gang, Rhea?
I agree. It's a satirization, or it's satire based.
Okay. It's supposed to be funny. Okay. All right. Well, they look great though, and I am more excited for Mr. Terrific. I don't want to research him ahead of time. He just looks cool, and he's a character that I never imagined that we'd be seeing live action. Really, I think I knew about him, but other than that, I didn't think we'd see Mr. Terrific or Guy Gardner in live action ever. My wildest dreams, I was like, really? Okay.
I will not accept that.
Ooh, there's Lex is looking real. Oh, wow. Lex is angry. Okay.
I cleaned your boots. I'll go get them for you.
Aw. I like that.
You have a dog?
Oh no, they end with that. Oh man, James Gunn is he's really using that crypto. Oh boy.
I need to look up that band, Mighty Crabjoys.
I think I've heard them before. I haven't actually listened to them, but yeah. Oh yeah, James Gunn. If there's he's got excellent taste in music. All right. I love this trailer. There's so much going on. The special effects look great. Is one of my biggest criticisms with Marvel movies. This looks better than a Marvel movie with the special effects. Any concerns I had with Clark and Superman are gone. He's showing a range of emotion. I love his speaking voice when he's talking to Lois. That's probably one of the most interesting scenes I want to see now, is that scene. Love all the characters. The one I was thinking was going to be the best was Lex, and he might be in the movie, but I didn't get a lot of Lex in here, or a lot of depth from him yet, except screaming or whatever. I'm sure that'll come, but everything else was, even Guy Gardner, like the Guy Gardner scenes, which I was not sold on him yet. I love the backhand. I love the Mr. Terrific. The Engineer surprised me. Great scenes with the Engineer. I'm sold. I'm day one ticket for me. 10 out of 10. If you would give your rating, any criticisms what you could say at all, please let us know, Rhea and RJ. But I love it. Looks great for me. RJ, are you going to give it a rating? And any criticism or concern that you have, or your concerns are laid waste with this trailer?
I mean,
do we need another trailer after this, or this should be the final one? Are they going to do a final?
There should still be one more trailer.
You think there's going to be one more?
Yeah, just one more trailer. I think.
Are you going to watch one more? Or are you going to wait?
I still think that we need like one trailer to really like. We have an idea. We have somewhat of an idea of like the characters, but like I think you maybe have one more trailer to really dive into. Okay, what's the story here? What's our conflict? Maybe have like a scene where like we see Superman and Lex Luthor interact or something. But yeah, I mean, come on. I mean, the trailer is great. I'm very excited for the movie. I can't wait for it. I mean, if I was gonna give a rating, maybe like a 9.
I give a higher rating to you.
Well, maybe. I mean, I don't know.
Gun nut, the plant of James Gunn.
Well, I think I like the teaser trailer just a little bit more, but they're both great trailers. Like it's like a 9 or a 10 for me. I mean, like it's interchangeable. They're both. It's a great trailer.
Any character that you're not concerned about, but you're like the one I was thinking there'd be more like if they do another trailer, I want to see some really cool Lex stuff. If they do,
I mean, I would like to see more Jimmy Olsen. I want to see more of the Daily Planet crew. I feel like they have not been shown off in the
Perry White
whatsoever.
Jimmy Olsen.
Yeah, okay. I want to see the Perry White, Cat Grant, Steve Lombard, Jimmy Olsen. I want to see those characters. We haven't gotten a chance to see them yet.
Okay. All right, Ray, give your score and anything you could be critical on, or just what did you love about what's your favorite part of the trailer too?
Yeah, my score is 8 out of 10.
8 out of 10.
Wow. I guess like one thing that I'm the most critical of is this interpretation of Superman. I think it is, something I didn't expect, but it's also something that I'm really eager to see. Okay. And so I am a little concerned about how much I'm able to give grace to Clark if I do perceive him as someone who comes off as holier than thou, and I can kind of see some like overlapping similarities to what we thought in the beginning, as far as like, oh, the boys, like this is like, very, very like watered down, but there is that, kind of air of arrogance and superiority that I've seen throughout all the teasers and leading into the to this trailer.
Interesting.
So I do think there is like some level of superiority and not power struggle, but more just like the desire to be upheld as saviors, and like similar to the boys, like their biggest weakness is public perception.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm a little critical if it is like a complete one-to-one, but I do think it's fair to give grace to that, that similarity, because it's so universal. So yeah, I'm interested to see this. I'm hoping it's not a watered down boys, but we shall see. And yeah, my favorite part, Max, similar to you, was the discourse between Lois and Clark in the apartment, and
Hmm.
I would love to see that scene. I don't know if I when I see the final scene, if I would feel like it's missing something in Warren's 10 minutes, but yeah, I am looking forward to seeing that scene play out in length regardless.
Oh, cool. So you're like the Lois. You think Clark needs a reality check somewhat with some of his arrogance, and that could help him Superman be better. That's Lois helps Superman be better. Really, create a conscious with all these superhuman powers and stuff. You have to have that.
Yeah,
Um,
self-awareness for sure,
yeah,
and being kind of like knocked down a peg.
sure. Thank you, RJ and Rhea.
Well,
Anything you
before
want?
we end it,
Oh, okay, but I want to ask Rhea one more thing
yes.
before you get. We might have an exclusive from RJ.
Yeah.
Anything you want to see if they do one more final trailer? Any character that you want to see? Like mine is Lex. I want to really see like the complexities of Lex. I really want Lex to be a strong character, is what I would want to see in one more trailer. And RJ said that he wants to see more Daily Planet characters. Anything else that you would like to see?
I would like to see maybe like a clip or two of him directly interacting with the Justice Gang. I know
Okay.
we continue to get that refresher of uh Superman walking into that building, and we see the Justice Gang right behind him, or at least Guy Gardner and Hawkgirl. So as far as like the context of what that scene is, I am curious to see how that plays out, because I would imagine that we're going to get some character development there and some relationship building for sure.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I would agree with that too. I would like to see that as well.
All right, RJ, come on. What
All
do
right,
you got? What do you got? You better be good.
I did want to give one little tidbit. It's already kind of out there.
This better be good.
Nothing too crazy, but
God, here he goes.
It is interesting. So, recently a report came out that the movie.
Oh, it's a report.
Yes, the movie is structured in an episodic format. Okay. So that was a report that went around recently. I can tell you this. It's very much meant to feel like a comic book. So here's what I can tell you to clarify and give more details, exclusive for you.
Mm-hmm.
The film is structured to where you are following a week in the life of Superman. So remember how the Suicide Squad had like those title cards that would pop up?
Mm-hmm.
So the film is broken up into chapters, kind of, where each chapter is a different day of the week. So you start at like I don't know what day you start at, but like let's say you start off like Monday, then the movie goes up to Sunday. Like it's 1 week in the life of Superman, and like all these events that transpire during this week-long period. So that's how it's structured. It's meant to kind of feel like a comic book. It's got some of that.
Maybe this is the end that James Gunn said when he originally said he declined Superman and did the
All-Star Superman as well, kind of structured like that.
Okay.
That's
bold. It could be a hit or a miss for some people. I will say that.
Possibly, yes.
I trust. I don't thirst in Gunn like Donovan Martin says. I trust in Gunn that he can pull this off, but that's a bold decision.
Yeah, I think part of the discourse that we were all part of, like leading into this trailer, at least like for a few months, was I used the term vignette. So I was like, I am perceiving this sort of vignette style, and I am hoping that I don't get, siloed experiences with Superman that focus on a character of the of that particular section of the story. So I want to remain optimistic like you, Max, and not perceive it in such a black and white sort of way. And I hope that there's a continuous strong rope or not a thread but a rope of presence of Superman in all these different days of the week.
Yeah,
and that's the thing that could take it to a brilliant comic book movie. Whereas some people might be like, this is not as rewatchable for me. But it's all, I don't even know of any other superhero movie that does something like that shows like a whole week of the being that superhero. That's interesting. That's an end for me personally. Like, wow, that's like, for example, one of my least favorite Superman movies. And I consistently say, hey, whatever Superman fandom you're part of, whatever the Hamada-verse, the Gunverse, the Snyderverse, the Reeves-verse, we've never had a bad Superman. But Superman Returns this does not feel like it's going to have any of the issues Superman Returns, where there's not a lot. You don't get a lot of Superman being Superman.
Well, the big thing, I feel like the biggest thing that James Gunn is trying to do with this movie is he's really, and I talked about this on my live stream earlier today, but I'm bringing up Zack Snyder for a reason. Zack Snyder was trying to deconstruct the ideal of Superman. Like, it was that whole notion of what is, like, Superman needs to see the real world. Like, what is the ideal of Superman? But I think what James Gunn is doing is that he is deconstructing who the character is internally. Who is he as a person, as a man? What are his values, his ideals? And what happens when those ideals and those morals are challenged? When his sense of self is challenged? Where things get like
even the people he's closest to,
And I think you'll see with the way the film is formatted, he is going to be thrown challenge after challenge after challenge.
Well, that's the other thing where a lot of critics of Superman say, how do you make a Superman movie? He's almost invincible. He only has kryptonite. But when you see like a week's worth of stories and conflicts in the world where he has to be everywhere and be everything to everyone, and then should he intervene is more of an issue. Like, he's almost invincible, but what is he supposed to do? And that that's a really.
But basically, this movie is Lex Luthor gives Superman the worst week of his life. That's the movie. So,
and I said, don't be surprised if the public's more on Luthor's side than Superman at certain points of this movie. Especially
maybe we'll see.
Not to get in the real world or anything. If Superman did exist in our real world, there's a lot of people would have issues with him or what he does. So, all right, thanks for that tidbit, RJ. And one more thing about Superman before you go to the Ironheart trailer. Now, I didn't know that quote was. I did MME Live where DC under James Gunn is more like Star Wars than the MCU. But I didn't know he was going to straight up copy Star Wars. What is this? This is like Hoth playset. Superman and
it's the Wampa.
I know it's the Wampa. This is what I'm like. Did someone make this? There's even an arm that gets cut off. What are you doing, James Gunn? I know you said it's more like Star Wars than MCU, but this I gotta admit. Is this does this really happen in the movie?
Well,
or
is that going to be? Is that in the movie, or is that
I don't know. I don't
like,
know.
Sometimes they make toys.
What is this?
It's not in the movie.
The packaging. This is probably like such a petty remark, but I like when action figures have like this enclosed plastic shell case, and it's very like don't play with this. This isn't very like collector friendly in my opinion. I'm kind of sus about the figures getting hurt because there's no plastic shell around them. But
I do know.
I guess it does emphasize that these are toys that are meant to be played with.
No, I do know, as people know, that I used to help my wife with toy reviews and doll reviews, that the Mattel and Hasbro, the packaging used to be really elaborate and collector friendly, and they they got cheaper with the actual toys and also the packaging, less packaging. So I do know that. But I'm actually like, is this in the movie though? I'm kind of got mixed feelings on this. Like, what is this? I know there's a kaiju in it. What is all in this movie? But there's a Wampa. Yeah, there's a Wampa in Superman.
Does his arm really come off?
Yes, that's what I was like. What?
No way.
Yes, I mean, I can't
I had no
zoom in.
idea. This is my first time seeing this.
Yes.
This toy set.
Unless
His arm comes off. That's hilarious.
unless a gun troll made this, but it looks
no.
legit.
That's real. That's real. I've seen it. Yeah.
But sometimes the other thing that happens is sometimes toy companies make toys for stuff that's not even in the movie, or they make the toys so much ahead of time because they want to make them cheap on production in China that they do something that doesn't end up in the movie like they originally were thinking
like
about this.
concept art or something.
Yeah,
like
so
that.
this might not be in the movie, but if it is, I'm like, what is this? Fortress of Solitude, a Wampa scene, and why is Superman taking this thing's arm off? Why does his arm fall off? Okay, that was just interesting to me. Okay, so thank you for watching this click video on Superman in Star Wars. All right.